they walk in their sleep. Suddenly they get up and start walking in sleep. All activities are happening, but the sense of doership is not there. Similarly, one should maintain this understanding that I, the self, is not the doer. Indriyani indriyartheshu vartanta iti dharayan. Should maintain this thought. Indriyas are functioning in the indriyas. So this is the grand path of a sannyasi, karma sannyasi, who has followed the path of karma yoga and has graduated to gain that knowledge. So after gaining the knowledge, theoretical understanding of the self should follow this path of maintaining the thought that I am not the doer. As a karma yogi, we have to maintain the thought that I am the doer, but I am a sevak of Bhagwan, and I am performing this, my kartavya karma, whatever is there, as his worship. It's like when we go to school and all, in the initial classes and all, one thing is taught to us. But when we graduate, we are taught something else. And sometimes what we have learned before is negated also. You cannot complain to the teacher, in the first standard you taught me A for apple and now you say A for aeroplane. What is this now? Then you will understand A is not only for apple, aeroplane, for so many things. And you're surprised. I never knew. In my KG class I thought A for apple only. But now I know A for so many things. Abracadabra also A for... But that we need not teach little children, they will get confused. अब apple बोले कि aeroplane बोले कि और क्या. So you just teach them A for apple, full stop. Similarly, karma yoga, one level of sadhana. Then there is a total shift, paradigm shift, when you go at the second level of sadhana of karma sannyas or the path of knowledge. And then there is another third shift when we go into the state of meditation, which we will then study in detail in the next chapter, and that is a different level of sadhana altogether. So it's the most fascinating the way Bhagavan has revealed the truth. Now after telling Arjuna that this is what karma sannyasi is, and I don't think you have reached this state. You have not reached this state yet, where the actions are happening and you can maintain the thought that I am not doing. Because still lot of thoughts and lot of desires and lot of agitations are there in your mind. Still the strong sense of doership is there in you. Still attachment to the result is there. So you follow the path of karma yoga. So what is this path of karma yoga? Is already detailed Bhagavan has talked about. But again he reminds us. He tells this path of karma yoga in the next verse. What is karma yoga? He says, Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam taktva karoti yaha lipyate na sapapena padmapatramivambhasa brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam taktva karoti yaha lipyate na sapapena. Bhagavan actually in many shlokas before also, briefly he had mentioned what is karma yoga. In the third chapter also Bhagavan says, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirmamo nirankaraha bhutva yudhyasva vigatajvaraha. Here all he briefly mentioned what is karma yoga. Brahmani adhaya karmani. Karma yoga is performing your karmas. Already said, karmas means the your responsibilities, your duties. But how they should be performed? Brahmani adaya. Brahma means here Ishvara. Dedicating that karmas to Ishvara. For the sake of Ishvara. Performing actions for Ishvara. That is called worship. See, everyone perform action. But actions are performed for our own ego. A non-karma yogi is working for his own ego, for his own pride. Therefore, outwardly you might find the karma yogi also din raat kaam karte ho, and the non-karma yogi also din raat kaam. Many times people confuse them. He says, "नहीं, हमारे तो ये बहुत कर्म योगी है, दिन भर काम करते रहते हैं, नौकरों को डांटते रहते हैं, कर्म योगी है." Just because a person is 24 घंटे working doesn't make a person karma yogi. Karma yogi is not about work alone. It is about for whom are you working. I am working for myself. Then you are not a karma yogi. I am working for my pride. I want to show that I can also do. Then you are not a karma. Pride, God's name is not pride. I am working for anger. That is also not karma yoga. I am working for greed. That's also not karma yoga. For a higher altar. The highest is God. If one cannot imagine God, you can have altar like our country, or for our teacher, or for our parents. That's also karma. Or some higher ideal. That's also karma yoga. Working for a higher ideal, not for selfishness, not for I, me and myself. That is the first thing which one has to understand. Therefore here Bhagavan says, Brahmani adhaya karmani. One who performs karma, all his duties as a dedication to Brahma, Ishvara. That I am part of this cosmos and I am born here to fulfill certain mission, and I am doing it as an offering to the Lord. He has placed me here and I am doing it as an offering to the Lord. That my every action, my walking, my talking, my thinking, my eating, my drinking, my sleeping, everything whatever I do is a service of the Lord, is a worship of God. So Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam tektva, renouncing attachment, free from attachment, no attachment to the actions. One should not get attached to the action that even when the work is over, that fellow continues to work. That's called attachment to action. Even after retirement, people start going to their company because they are so attached, they keep going there. Kaam khatam ho gaya, still they will continue working. At home also, sometimes children say, Pitaji, you take rest. Not because they really want you to take rest, but they don't want you to interfere now. पिताजी आप आराम क्यों नहीं करते? आपको सत्संग में मैं छोड़ के आता हूँ. No, I want to just जरा हिसाब में चेक करूँगा क्या होता है. And I want to check all this, what is this? और उसका मीटिंग का क्या हो गया? उसका ईटिंग का क्या? अरे बाबा छोड़ दो. Why you have, that's called attachment to actions. छोड़ता नहीं है. Not that he wants to gain anything, but to आदत हो गई. Habit, attachment to action, attachment to this sense of intense doership, attachment to the results of action, attachment to things involved in that action, the place and people and objects and all, or attached to all of them. छूटता नहीं. Suppose my duties lie in one particular place, I keep on performing. Then I have to go to the other place, you just leave that and go to the other place. No attachment to place, people and all those things. So without attachment, You perform your duties, you fulfill your responsibilities, because the world constantly changes. Where you will be placed and where you have to go, you don't know. If you are attached, you will not be able to perform your duties well. Suddenly things might change. Like Ramchandraji suddenly had to go to the forest. So Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam tektva, renouncing all attachment, karoti yaha, one who does. See, for a sannyasi it was said, maintain the thought that I am not doing anything. Here Bhagavan says, you do. It may sound contradictory, but these are meant for two different type of people. He says, you do work. No, let me just sit, relax and say that I am not doing anything. No, you have to do. So perform all your actions. Karoti, one who does it. Such a person, lipyate nasa papena, will not get tainted with sin. Means his mind will start becoming more and more pure. Sin is nothing but agitations of the mind. Sin is nothing but all the impurities of the mind. Sin is like kam, krodh, lobh, moha, they are the sin. They are pap. Pap is not someone coming from outside. Kama, krodha, lobha, moha itself is pap. Therefore, in the third chapter we had seen, Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma. Pap. Kama and krodha are the pap. So one becomes free of all this slowly and steadily. Lipyate nasapapena. How? If I am performing action, I will get attached to it. Automatically, he says, no. If you maintain this attitude, you will not get attached. Like Padma Patram iva ambhasa, like the lotus leaf in water. Ambhas is water. Like in a lake, a lotus is there and the leaf is there on the... It is in water, but the water doesn't contaminate that leaf. Water remains on top. If you detach that leaf, or if scratch the leaf or something, and if it is put in water, it will get spoiled. It will get destroyed. But as alive, pure, wonderful leaf, it remains untouched by water. So if you keep even sabji in water for a long time or something, it gets spoiled. But that leaf remains for so many days in water, but remains untouched by the water. Similarly, you will perform duties, but your mind will remain untouched by all the negativities, impurities of the mind. So that is the path of karma yoga which you follow. Because you are not yet ready for karma sannyas, so you follow this karma yoga. More we will see day after tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have a different type of program, as I had mentioned. So tomorrow is a very auspicious day for all of us. It is Pujya Gurudev's Mahasamadhi day. It is this day when he attained Mahasamadhi, left his this body. So we celebrate this day as sadhana day. Morning we will perform some puja near the pratima, and evening also we will briefly do the puja. But tomorrow I would like to answer some of the questions which are left from our previous yajna. I went through some of the questions, quite interesting, and it will be helpful to fill in some gaps which we might be having in our own thinking, and also it will refresh our memory about the first, second and third and first, second chapter at least, and third chapter also little bit. It will make us, it will remind us of all that we have learned. So that will be the program tomorrow, evening, same time. And day after tomorrow, then we will continue with the 11th verse. So, Hari Om. Om.